The Philadelphia Eagles got a chance to win this Super Bowl. They're just as good, if not better, than the Kansas City Chiefs. And when we know that and we look around their personnel and we see a team that is on that level, if not superior to Kansas City, the only place that we look at clear superiority is in a quarterback position between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has a chance to win the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts has a chance to be MVP of this Super Bowl. It's going to come down to how he plays. If he plays effectively, I believe the Philadelphia Eagles will go win the Super Bowl.
You are correct, sir. Yes!
Indeed, Stephen A. Smith. Congrats to the Eagles for winning Super Bowl 59. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Jalen Hurts getting rewarded for balling out in Super Bowl 59. In fact, Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl 59 MVP award as this was his first Super Bowl win ever. The Eagles were able to blow out the Chiefs in Super Bowl 59 by the score of 40-22. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So here it is. Should Jalen Hurts be considered an elite quarterback in the NFL? I'm going to say no to this question, but that is not because I hate Jalen Hurts whatsoever. In fact, I'm willing to go as far as to say that Jalen Hurts is the best non-elite quarterback in the NFL. But when I think about elite quarterbacks, I think about quarterbacks that have the whole package. I think about quarterbacks that have the wins to back it up. I think about the quarterbacks that have the resume to back it up. And I think about quarterbacks that can compile passing stats to back it up. There's only 4 elite quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Their names are Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow. But outside of those 4 quarterbacks, there are no elite quarterbacks in the NFL. However, Jalen Hurts proved that you don't need to be an elite quarterback to beat Patrick Mahomes in the NFL playoffs. I kept thinking all week long, man, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to need some elite quarterback play in order to win the Super Bowl. I was wrong about that. Jalen Hurts proved that you can indeed be a game manager and win a Super Bowl in today's NFL. But to be honest, Jalen Hurts did not play like a game manager in the Super Bowl. He was a game changer. I thought that he played extremely accurate football when it mattered most. He went 17 of 22. He ends up throwing the ball downfield quite effectively. He scores 3 touchdowns. I thought Jalen Hurts did a great job playing within the scheme of the Eagles and not trying to do too much. And you know what happens? You're able to beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, something that not a lot of quarterbacks can say. And Patrick Mahomes may have ruined his case of ever becoming the GOAT. I'm not going to say that Patrick Mahomes will never become the GOAT, but it's going to take time for Patrick Mahomes to recover from this loss. I said on Friday's show, if Patrick Mahomes three-peats, he's going to be my GOAT. Well, clearly that did not happen. And not only did Patrick Mahomes lose the Super Bowl, he got blown out in the Super Bowl. The final score does not do justice as to what actually happened in Super Bowl 59. The Chiefs lost this game by 18 points, but it felt like they lost this game by 48 points. This looked a lot like the 1984 presidential election where Walter Mondale got absolutely bulldozed by Ronald Reagan in the election. That's what I thought in my mind when the Philadelphia Eagles were blowing the crap out of the Kansas City Chiefs. Saquon Barkley didn't have a great game running the football, but that's because the Kansas City Chiefs defense sold out to stop the run. So the Philadelphia Eagles countered that part by saying, you know what, Jalen Hurts, you're going to have to beat the Kansas City Chiefs defense today. And you know what Jalen Hurts does? He makes great throw after great throw. He may not be an elite quarterback, but he is definitely a top 5 quarterback in today's NFL. He proved that last night. Jalen Hurts proved that you can make big time plays by converting third downs. You look at how Jalen Hurts made good scrambles throughout the game. He did a great job protecting his body. He ran when he needed to. He escaped pressure when he needed to. Steve Spagnuolo, Chiefs defensive coordinator, comes up with some creative blitz packages, and Jalen Hurts says, you know what? You can't blitz me because I'm going to make big time plays in big time games. I'm going to get the football to A.J. Brown. I'm going to get the ball to Devonta Smith. I'm going to get the ball to Dallas Goedert. I'm going to make my offensive line look good. I'm going to try to feed Saquon Barkley as often as I can. But the real story in this game was the Philadelphia Eagles defense. They sacked Patrick Mahomes 6 times. They forced 3 turnovers from him. They get a pick 6 from him as well. I thought coaching was phenomenal for the Eagles. I'm the critical of Nick Sirianni, but Nick Sirianni got his shit together in the playoffs. He coached a good game plan in the Super Bowl. He outcoached Andy Reid. I didn't like the game plan the Chiefs had heading into the Super Bowl. I thought they threw the football entirely too much when the game was still close early on. They should have ran the football more. They should have tried to neutralize the pass rush of the Philadelphia Eagles, but they did not do that whatsoever. The Philadelphia Eagles came out with the perfect game plan on offense and defense, and when you have a team that plays that perfectly, well, you're going to win that game more often than not. Kudos to the Philadelphia Eagles for sticking to their game plan, and when you stick to your game plan early and often, you're probably going to come out of that game victorious more often than not, particularly when you have the better team. I also want to show you guys this clip of Chris Canty making a fool out of himself last season. The First Take moderator, Molly Carroll, asked Chris Canty if Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Chris Canty says with conviction Jalen Hurts is not a top 10 quarterback. He looks like an absolute fool for saying this. Now, roll the film.
I don't have Jalen Hurts as a top 10 quarterback.
Okay, give me
here's my list, Molly. I got Patrick Mahomes, which understood it got to be said.
Fair.
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert.
Wait. So, okay, yeah, C.J. Stroud.
Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, and Brock Purdy.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, that might have been one of his worst moments ever on television, but hey, who takes Chris Canty seriously anyways? This is the same dude that says Joe Burrow is not an elite quarterback in the NFL. Obviously, anybody that says Joe Burrow is not an elite quarterback in the NFL is an absolute joke of a sports analyst, but that's nothing short of what I expect from ESPN because they are a joke of a sports network. I know that the final score says it was 40-22 Eagles, but it felt more like a 70-2 type of ball game. That's the kind of domination the Philadelphia Eagles showed. Their defensive line absolutely dominated the Chiefs' offensive line. I knew it was over when Patrick Mahomes threw that pick six, because Patrick Mahomes never turns over the football like that in the NFL playoffs, but that's exactly what Patrick Mahomes did, and that was clearly the worst game Patrick Mahomes ever played in his NFL career. The only reason why the stats of Patrick Mahomes looks like that is because he stat padded towards the end of that game, but if you actually watch that game from start to finish, it's pretty obvious Patrick Mahomes got outplayed badly by Jalen Hurts. I thought Jalen Hurts played like he had the poise of a championship caliber quarterback. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes did not show good poise in the pocket. That's why the Kansas City Chiefs got blown out in the Super Bowl. That doesn't mean Patrick Mahomes still isn't an elite quarterback, because obviously he still is, but it tells me that Jalen Hurts was better than Patrick Mahomes last night, which is something that you can't say for Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson in the NFL playoffs when they have gone up against Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying those guys aren't great, but those two guys have never beaten Patrick Mahomes in the NFL playoffs. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts has beaten Patrick Mahomes in the NFL playoffs, and he has played his best football in big games. Congrats to Jalen Hurts for proving his haters wrong and never giving up on his dreams to go from the quarterback of being benched in the national championship in college football to now being a Super Bowl champion. It takes a lot of perseverance to get to that stage, and Jalen Hurts exemplified that. I'm proud of Jalen Hurts for fighting through adversity throughout his NFL career, and now he has something that a lot of quarterbacks can never say, which is I'm a Super Bowl champion. Good job to Jalen Hurts for making the most out of his opportunity to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, because the guy definitely earned it. I'm proud of Jalen Hurts for getting it done when it mattered most. So that is why Jalen Hurts should not be considered an elite quarterback in the NFL, although he is definitely a top 5 quarterback in the NFL for sure. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.